Hi guys, what's up? So I consider myself a super empath. I'm really good at it. I did it super good today, and that's why I'm making this video, to help people understand how to work with a narcissist without getting triggered, without getting hurt, without really having any reaction to it. So I'm going to explain. Narcissist, in my opinion, there's other ways, but a narcissist, in my opinion, is created as a child when they are not getting their needs met by their caregivers or their parents or whoever, and they need to, for survival, find some way somehow in order to get what they need. Food, anything, So as young kids, they kind of might have to be sneaky in order to get, what they need. So when they grow up, from the neglect and the rejection and the abandonment, they grow to literally hate themselves, hate themselves, hate themselves. They are disgusted with themselves. So their insecurities are enormous, okay? So when it comes into contact with a narcissist, because they hate themselves so much, their insecurities they have to be a certain way in order to not let their insecurities be seen, okay? But they also are used to, being sneaky in order to get what they want. So people, mainly empaths, are like their supply. They can have numerous ways of getting what they need, numerous supply. I don't mean they're cheating on you and they're going and, getting supply from another person, but they could be, getting supply from a friend and just having them pay attention to them and them do a pity party or whatever. That is a covert, by the way. That is the most dangerous, and I have learned the most dangerous one, one. You got the grandiose, and then you got covert or introvert or whatever. Covert. Those are the ones that are very quiet. They're subtle about how they get things. They throw a pity party, woe is me, and then they make you feel bad for them, so you give them stuff. Okay, so as an empath, right, we feel lonely inside. We feel empty. As an empath, when we're growing up, we're getting abandoned by, again, our caregivers, whoever. It could be your teachers, your sisters, siblings, uncle, aunt, whoever, grandparents, whatever, friends. If you're getting rejected and you feel abandoned and you feel like everybody leaves your life, right? Once, what you try to do as a kid is you try to make everybody happy. So you change, you do whatever you need to do in order to be accepted by your family, right? And you just want to make everybody happy. That's what an empath does. But you're very sensitive to energies around you, which is why you need to do a lot of clearing of your energy work and balance out your chakras. And, I do Reiki, and energy clearing. I can channel it to you. I don't have to be present with you. I can literally channel healing to clear your negative energy. So what happens with an empath and a narcissist, okay? A narcissist, what you have within inside you is law of attraction. You attract whatever. As an empath, when you get somebody to finally give you attention, right, or love, or, makes you go head over heels for them, that's how they suck you in, okay? They will ask you very personal questions so they can use it later on in vulnerability. They will put you down and treat you like shit in order to make you feel like you're so unworthy that nobody else will want you. They will try to take you away from your family, your friends, and make you think that they're the only ones that really care about you and, whatever, because they don't want other people coming in and being like, Do you not see what's going on? They want it not to be seen, pretty much. So if in the beginning, when you're with a narcissist, right, they are like amazing. You fall in love with them really quickly. They get you to fall in love with them really quickly. And then as soon as they realize that you are growing feelings for them, that's when the devaluing and the degrading and the being put down starts. The reason for this is because they hate themselves so much that if for a person to love them, they think there's something wrong with you. They think that you're disgusting. They think that, how could you love a monster? How could you love a person like this? Like, there must be something wrong with you, right? But you're seeing the good side of them when you fall in love with them. And as soon as they suck you in, that's when they start treating you like shit, devaluing you, making you feel unworthy. And as an empath, we want to make other people happy, right? So we keep giving and giving and giving and giving to the narcissist in order to get what they gave us in the beginning because of the abandonment issues. Okay? You following? So because somebody with abandonment is a chaser. Normally, they will be a chaser. In a twin flame, you have the chaser and you have the runner. So the runner is pretty much like the one that's scared to be intimate, show their feelings, and then the other one is the runner is the one that has abandonment issues. Because the relationship and the intensity and the passion and the love that you guys felt in the beginning, once the runner gets too scared because it's too intense and they don't want to show their feelings and be vulnerable, they run, and then the chaser is the one that's like, what the hell just happened? Like, no, come back, and they run after him because of abandonment issues. They are trying to fill what they had in the beginning. That's like in a twin flame thing, I'm just saying. But it's the same exact thing in a narcissist empath. Except you're not twin flames. And this person will not help you grow. They will make you... They make it so you do not move on, pretty much. They will get you stuck. They will do anything. What was I saying? Hold on. Right. So you'll want to make them happy, so they give you that attention that they gave you in the beginning, and you like hold on to it, like you're just like, you can't let go, which is something that it's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to walk away from somebody when you don't have self-love for yourself. Once you start learning and filling up your own cup and loving yourself, you will see the degrading and you will put up boundaries. It's hard for some people. We are told that we are not allowed to have feelings, pretty much, growing up. So when we have feelings, we stuff them down and say, no, you're not allowed to have feelings. If you feel abandoned, it's because you're abandoning yourself. And if you use it in this, it's because you're giving everything to the narcissist and you're not taking care of your own needs. So you're literally abandoning yourself of self-love, of love. And you're giving all your love to somebody that's treating you like shit and rejecting you. So when you put the two together, it comes to, when you think of love, you think of rejection. You think of abandonment. And that becomes a subconscious belief, which is what you attract, which the loneliness and all of that stuff. And a narcissist can pick up on that. They have like a radar. It's crazy. But also, if they do pursue you, they'll know. So if somebody you just meet starts asking you all these really personal questions, and all of a sudden they're in love with you and they're like texting you every day in the morning and they're like, oh my God, like I can't wait to see you tonight. Red flags, okay? Red flags. But a lot of people, most people, I think everybody has some kind of abandonment trust, rejection kind of issue, you know? You know, back in the day when they were Indians, they all had their tribes. So it comes from that, the rejection. Like, you're not actually getting rejected. You're not. But it's like from then, if you were in a tribe and you got kicked out, you didn't know how to survive. So it's like rejection from there turned into not being able to survive. You were on your own. You were alone. Like, because you needed that tribe in order to get food together and work together to do this and that. And that's where a lot of subconscious beliefs come from our ancestors that are brought down. And that's why we have to break the cycle and learn this kind of stuff. Narcissist, if you know how they are, you can pick one out and you can see the mind games and you can see the gaslighting and you can see the love bombing and you can see the breadcrumbs. But you need to love yourself in order to see that, because if you don't, oh yeah, I washed my face. If you don't see that that's what's going on and you're still on the, oh my God, I'm going to keep going and going. I'm going to show him more love. I'm going to show her more love. The more love I give them, the more I give them, the more I give them, they'll love me. They'll show me that love that they showed me in the beginning. Okay. And you get that sensitive energy, the negative energy. And you're draining your own energy, giving it to the narcissist. As a super empath, okay? A super empath, is that what I'm trying to say? Super empath? Yeah, whatever. A super empath is an empath that they know how to deal with a narcissist, where you're not giving them a narcissist injury wound. Like, you're not doing that to them, but it's where you know how to talk to them, where you can get them to be exposed, pretty much. Because a covert one is the one that's very quiet. They do the pity party. So if you don't know how to deal with that kind, they can twist it around and prove and show to everybody that you're the problem. You're the one that did this. You're the one that did that. That's why you guys are breaking up, because of you. Okay? That's what they'll twist it around and make people think everything's you. You'll lose friends. You'll lose respect, stuff like that. They're more subtle, but they're more dangerous just because once they are exposed and nobody feels bad for them anymore, depending on how that person is, they can literally want revenge so badly that they will go after you and fuck your shit up. If it's possible. If they are exposed, you're done though. A grandiose is more about they're both entitlement, but it's different. Like, stubborn, arrogant, lives in a fantasy world of how it looks like it should be. That's why they're never fulfilled. They're never chill. They're never satisfied, because you can't fill their fantasy. It's a fantasy, They don't feel as much feelings. That's why they don't care, and it doesn't affect them when they treat you like shit. Okay. Super empath can glide over all of that. Okay. They know how to respond. They know how to deal with it so they don't get triggered. They know how to switch it around where you can expose them. Again, the two are totally different. Well, not totally different, but they're different. Borderline personality people can get mixed up in misdiagnosed or misunderstood into looking like a narcissist, but more of the covert. Pretty sure it's covert and covert. And it's covert. It's not the grandioso one. We'll just say that, okay? They're like the silent ones that are very subtle, but they are the most manipulating. At least that's what I've learned from, whatever. So, me and my ex, my son's father, we were together for 12 years, so technically we would know each other now for 14. We, met when we were, I think he was still 19 and I was 20. And then we had our kid, whatever 12 years ago was. But he literally, like, started, we were doing drugs anyways, but, like, when I got pregnant, right at the end of my pregnancy, like, 7 months, 8 months pregnant, like, no, it was in May, and he was born in June, so yeah, like, a month, like, May 24th is actually when we came back to Massachusetts, and he was born June 29th. Yeah, so that's like 8 months pregnant. We came back from New Hampshire, and my uncle treated him like shit. So when we came back, the first day we came back, he blew all the money pretty much that my uncle gave us. He bought me a promise ring, and it was pretty. It really was. But he used most of the money, got a cheap ring for drugs. Shit went down so bad. He punched my friend. We're not even going to go there. He pushed me when I was pregnant. Like, it was a mess. He is a covert. He makes everybody feel bad for him. So I've had to spend the last couple of holidays with him because my kid won't go see him unless I'm with him. And I was trying, as usual, this past 12 years, I was trying to help them be able to create their own relationship so I didn't have to be there. So Thanksgiving, it was okay. He was still acting a little weird because of his addiction. You know, he is on methadone. So Christmas Eve, it helps him with his anxiety. And it does. I get it. But when you take doses when you're not supposed to, or you take more dose to make yourself feel more no anxiety and, you know, whatever, you know, so he would be eating, and as usual, it's a trigger, you know, he'd be falling asleep, and Dawson's old enough, my kid, he's old enough, and I've taught him how to speak for himself. So he is a generational breaking of a cycle. He will speak up for himself. He sets boundaries for himself. He, you know, whatever. I've helped him heal a lot of trauma. What did he say? He told me he was only self-conscious about one thing. I don't remember what it was. I think it could have been because he's short or something. I don't know. Whatever. It's, like, really not even a big deal. I think it has nothing to do with his personality. I don't know. Maybe it was something to do with his looks, I think. But anyways, so he actually, like, called him out. Like, usually when I was with him and he'd be with us and he'd be, like, copping a nod. He wasn't copping nods, but he was still, like, you know, whatever. It wasn't like how it can be a cop and nod. But anyway, so, you know, I used to have to hit him. So he's so we got the table. You got his dad, him, his sister, and her husband, and then me and Dawson. So, or Dawson and me. So, like, I have to literally, like, he's, like, has a steak in his mouth, and he's, like, so I'm, like, I have to hit him and be like, wake the fuck up. You know what I mean? But today, this is where the super empath comes from. I've been doing it. I've been setting my boundaries. I've said no to things that I would never say no to, and he was, like, in a bad position. Like, he was having, like, a crisis, and I was like, I gotta go. Like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, I went down there to get something that my kid forgot, and at Thanksgiving, and it was, like, this big thing, and he needed a ride, and I'm just like, I only plan to come here and go home. So, yeah, and that's not something I would normally do. And then he flipped out on me, but then he apologized. That's where the covert comes from, because he knows he's losing control of me. So he's never apologized before. So, you know, he fought, he yelled, whatever, and I was just calm, and I was just, you know, stating my points and just repeating, you know, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not enabling you. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not obligated to do any of that, blah, 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 blah. And being calm. That's all you have to do. If they insult you, you say, well, that's your opinion. You know, everybody has their own opinion. You got that. I have my own opinion about myself. I don't agree, but it's okay. Or he actually taught me, and I used this today. I wasn't meaning to do it. Like, literally everything I was saying was true. It wasn't like I was making up shit. I was trying to manipulate him, twist it around. Like, I didn't have to do any of that. But, you know, he told me, and this is actually a good thing, you know, we were talking one day and he was telling me how he felt about me. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I was like, but I'm not. And I tried to fight him on it. And this was before, like, you know, whatever. And he's like, well, my perception is right. It's my perception. You can't tell me that my perception is wrong, because it's how my perception of how I look at things, and I look at you this way, and that's just how you are. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, how am I gonna fight that? I'm not. I don't care. Like, think of me however the fuck you want. I know who I really am. I don't need your approval or validation to tell me what I want to hear from you of who I know I am. So, today, you know, a couple after Christmas, I told him how we were going to have to figure something out because I didn't want to go anymore. And I thought my kid would be okay to go. And he put a sad face and whatever, and some weird words. Probably took methadone, and, you know, it was in the morning, so he probably took his dose and wasn't coherent enough to be able to text. Whatever. So that conversation never got actually handled. And it's like every time I try to talk to somebody about something important, it will go under the radar. No, it will like be said, and then the person will disappear and come back like nothing was said. And I'm like, no, fuck this, because I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not, no. Bethany's not doing this anymore. Like, no. So I ended up messaging him today. And I said, you know, we have to try to figure out this. And it turned into, you know, he was asking me for something. And I said I wouldn't do it. And then he was trying to literally give me a shit ton of money for things that I don't have. Like, I couldn't do anything anyways. I'm not like that anymore. Like, I don't have those connections. 22. And I only did for him. I don't talk to anybody like that anymore, and I haven't since 2019, technically. And I'm just like, dude, like, no. And if I did, I would get it for this person because they mean more to me than you do. They've been there for me my entire life, and what have you really, you know? And if we were on the phone, I would be talking just like this. He's screaming into his phone. You can tell he's like talking, texting, and it's like fucking, and all you have is like the little stars. I didn't really even read it because, you know, there was no point. You know, and then he would, I would said something about child support, but again, just saying something about it, or he said something, and you know, oh no, that's what it was. He was asking me for that and everything, and I was like, if you're telling me that you can do all that money extra for just a couple, whatever, like, why aren't you giving that extra money to me for your kid? And then that's when it happened. Oh, why you think I'm a deadbeat dad? I mean, he has done things, okay? He has worked, but he was also a full-blown addict. So all the money that I made, all the money I made with my business, it all went to his habit. So, with that being said, I'm like, you need to get your priorities straight and stop spending your money on drugs and, you know, give money for your kid. And then he's like, oh, well, you know, you get money, da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, I only get like $40 if you work. Like, it's not really anything. I was like, I don't get any stimuluses. I don't get any of that. Everybody's getting thousands in dollars, and I don't get that because of, you know, whatever. I was like, the only thing that I get is like extra money for food. So, you know, he's like, well, then why are they taking it from me? And I'm like, I don't know, like, you know. But so that was one thing. But it's like, then he was like, oh, well, Dawson has everything he needs anyways, da-da-da. And I'm like, but that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't matter if Dawson has anything. Like, you're literally showing how selfish you are by trying to use money over the people I love. He didn't like that. He didn't like that. But everything that he would say, I'd call him out on it. And we've been getting along lately, so again, if I was talking on the phone, I would be talking like this, even if he raised his voice. So again, he said things, and I said the whole, well, that's your opinion, and you got that, and okay, There was a lot of other things, but the point is that I set boundaries to where I wasn't going to let things slide anymore. If he said something, I'm going to respond to it in a subtle way where, I just caught you, like, you just exposed yourself. Like, there was a part when I actually said, I was like, you just said that, like, Dawson had everything he needed. I was like, but you don't think that, if you gave me money or I got money from you, I wouldn't make a savings account for college or something? I don't believe in college. I don't give a fuck, but at least he would have something to lean on, or get him something special, stuff like that. So he's like, oh, I didn't say that. Where did I say that? Blah, blah. But he worded it in a way where if you scrolled up, it's not what I said, but it's the exact same meaning. So I called him out on that. And he's getting so mad. And I'm just like, dude, I'm just stating facts. Like, it's reality. It's true. Like, what is the problem? Just stop being in denial about it. Like, it is what it is. And he has came very far in the last year. And I even complimented him. I'm like, dude, like, chill out. I'm just talking. I'm just stating facts. I'm just pointing out things that you're saying that aren't true and stating what is and fixing it and not fighting, telling you, what you want to hear. But I'm not going to tell you what you don't want to hear anymore and just let everything slide. So, jeez. Throat chakra. Where was it? Oh my god. Yeah, so I was saying stuff that was true, whatever. And I'm telling him, I was like, you should be, I was like, I'm not saying anything bad. It just is what it is. It's reality. Like, don't deny it. Like, it's true. Who cares? We have been together for, I've known you for 14, almost 15 years. Like, we can be honest about it. Like, whatever. And he just couldn't. And I was like, dude, you've been so good. You should be proud of yourself the past year. You've been so good. Like, I don't know why you're not just able to, whatever. It's like, narcissists cannot take accountability for their shit. They will never take any accountability or responsibility for any of the things that they do. It's always going to be somebody else's fault. Always. Always. So when he said sorry, that was a tactic for me to keep talking to him so he could still get supply out of me. Because he didn't get what he wanted out of me, so he needed to win, and he still hasn't gotten it. Once a narcissist has you for 12 years and you give them everything and you've never left them and you were like their ride or die until you just couldn't take it anymore, they're gonna freak out if they have no control over you whatsoever. If you move on, they have no control over you. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to do, is move on and have a different life and let go of my old one. Because he was nodding out, disrespecting me. I'm not going to let my son see him anymore. There's no point. My kid doesn't even care. So that's where I'm at now. But it's because of the disrespect. It's because of how he treats me. It's the degrading, when I'm there and I'm, whatever, he's all happy and la 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 la. And then it's like, you don't get your way. You don't like what I'm saying. So you literally treat me like I don't do anything for you at all. And I'm still doing it for you. I'm not with you, and I'm still helping you try to have your kid in your life, build a relationship. You're nodding out, eating, and I'm sitting there like, I love this family. I've known them forever, but I don't belong here. I belong with somebody else who I love with their family. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't make sense to do that. So it's like, once you start getting degraded like that and you see how much you've put into the relationship, how much love you've given them, how much money you've spent on them, how much help you've done for them, you know, all of that, and they're still treating you like that. Self-love, man. Self-love. If you don't have self-love, if you don't work on yourself, if you don't heal yourself, it's just going to keep being a vicious cycle. So when you listen to tarot, or regardless of anything, if you have somebody like that in your life that's trying to bring you down and trying to not let you move on and grow, if you listen to tarot and they say something's blocking, there's a third party, and you're sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, I don't have anybody. They don't have any. Let's just say they don't have somebody. They don't have anybody, and I don't have somebody. What the fuck is a third party? It can be something like that because you still have those energies that they have control over you attached to you. Until you let go and release that person, that's when the energies will be released. That's when you will be unchained. You know what I mean? Like, when that person is released from your life, everything will change. I promise you, everything will change. The blessings will be able to come in that have been waiting for you for so long, for all the work and all the good services you've done for other people. And if you're sitting there like, why am I not getting blessed? Well, you're always getting blessed. The littlest things can be a blessing. But, you know, like, if you're like waiting for that desire, like, that you've been trying to manifest for so long, it's like you have somebody blocking your success, and they're trying to, and they're succeeding. And they still have that control, that energy of you, and you don't even realize it because your subconscious is used to that kind of treatment. If you haven't, you know, healed your abandonment issues, if you haven't learned how to take care of your own needs and not neglect yourself, and not rely on somebody else to fulfill your cup, and rely on them to give you happiness when you're literally connecting happiness to abandoning, negligence, like being treated like garbage. Like, that's how you look at love. Because you're looking for the love that they once gave you, but the love that you're looking for is giving you disappointment because what the love they're giving you is shit. So until you can see how those connect, you're literally looking at love as subconsciously, love is feeling abandoned. Love is being neglected. Love is being rejected. If you're being rejected, that is God's protection. Rejection is God's protection. He's trying to get that person away from you because they don't see your value. And Jesus does. 33:22. What else? Pretty much just stay super calm. With a narcissist, again, they hate themselves. They think they're like the worst people in the world, so they will make it you to feel bad for them. Like, it was ridiculous the things that he was doing, and after a while I'm just like, and once you see it, it's never going to go unseen. Never. You'll start seeing people at parties or people, you know, in your work, and you'll be able to tell if they're a narcissist or not by the way they act. The entitlement that they think that they're the greatest thing in the world, but that's an insecurity. They just show that because they think they're actually the worst thing in the world. Like, they're dirt. They're nothing, you know. But that's how they get what they need. And that's how they grew up. That's their programming. You know, it's not really their fault, but it is. Because you can grow up and not be like that. But if you're programmed to be like that, then it's kind of more difficult. But that's no excuse to treat a person like that. So slowly but surely have an escape route, have a strategy to get out of that relationship and get away from them. And you can, if you love yourself enough, you can do it with anybody, or just set really strong boundaries, and say no. So, like, I had the same situation with my dad the other day. Well, like a month ago or something. And yeah, it was in November. And I called him out on everything too. And I've never done that. Ever. As a kid, you don't have any voice. You're scared. You want your parents to love you. You know what I mean? So you keep your mouth shut. You do what they tell you to do. You keep your emotions inside because you're not allowed to have any. And that's that. So when I would try to make my own decision, he would try to tell me what to do as an adult. And it was about, like, food. Like, I was like, oh, I like this dish, but I want to substitute it with, like, a different sauce. And he's like, no. What do you mean, no? They don't do that. Okay, well, if I want something, I'm at least going to try and ask, because the worst thing that can happen is to get a no. The guy didn't even care. Like, it was crazy. But he didn't like what I was saying. He didn't like that I wasn't agreeing with him on everything, and that I was speaking my truth, and I was being authentic, and he didn't like it. So I ended up actually having to walk out of the restaurant while he was screaming at me. Well, not screaming, but he was very loud in the restaurant going, I don't care. I don't care. And, and then I'm just like, yeah, I know you don't. That's why you used to beat the shit out of me and Mom and try to kill us. I never did that. Yo, how are you going to tell me you never hit me? Like, what? You've already said, like, you've already apologized for things that I've said that you did. Like trying to kill me when I was a newborn, crying, suffocating me with a pillow. Pretty sure if you admitted that, you can't take it back. But it's a narcissist thing. They just can't. My dad is better. My dad's getting better. He is. But after that, I was just like, yeah. No. But I'm just trying to give you examples on, there's certain things not to say to a narcissist when you're trying to escape, and there's certain things on how to say it. There's certain things that you can do to hurt a narcissist, like give them a narcissistic injury wound or whatever it is, a narcissistic injury or narcissistic wound, something like that. It's crazy. Like, it really is. But once you learn this, and once you can see it for what it is and know how they are and what they try to do, if you can catch on early in the relationship, literally, about how many personal questions they're asking you, and they will use it, they will find out and use your weaknesses to hurt you the most. If they see you, I don't even know what's going to happen, because now I have to say he can't see him anymore and and whatever. But I know my weaknesses, and I've healed a lot of them. In either way, I just know this stuff, so I wouldn't be triggered regardless. I mean, he said some fucked up shit when we were texting and the last time. And I just know how he is, and I know how a narcissist acts, and I was just kind of like, okay, like, whatever. I'm gonna block you. Okay, block me then. I'm not a child. I'm gonna leave my communication line open if you need anything, like, not like a ride or money or stuff like that, but like, whatever. I'm not gonna block you because it's stupid. So, and I said that's stupid, but it came out like making it look like I said he was stupid. So I'm like, I'm probably blocked, but I just want to make it known that I'm saying that was stupid, not you, because I don't want it to backfire on me saying you're stupid. I'm just like, go ahead. If I need to get a hold of you, I'll ask your sister. Like, go fucking block me. I don't care. You'll unblock me when you need me. Fuck it. Like, Who cares? Just work on yourself. Work on your abandonment issues. That's what it really is. Just don't abandon yourself. Nobody can abandon you. You're abandoning yourself by not fulfilling your own needs, and you're doing it for somebody else. You're abandoning yourself. If you're trying to help everybody else but yourself, it's because you don't want to face the healing work, pretty much. So you're abandoning yourself. You're abandoning yourself of your own needs. If you say somebody's rejecting you, no, you're rejecting yourself of love. If you feel neglected, again, you can choose any kind of emotion you want to choose for anything, and you can change the story and choose again at any time. Change the story. If somebody neglects you, you can be like, well, if that's what they're going to do after everything I've done for them, this, that, and the other thing, then it's for the best. And move on. Heal, but move on. Let them come back to you. And don't go back. What I mean? Just don't go back. Especially if you did all that work. But yeah, you need to get that person out so that energy leaves, because that energy is blocking you from your success. That person is standing literally in front of you like, you're not moving on. You're not leaving me. You're mine. You're not going to go find somebody else. I will ruin your life. Guess what? I already exposed you. You can do whatever you want. I've proven myself that you can never, ever put it on me at all. And I do that with everybody. Because you can't. And I don't mean it and I do that with everybody. No, I'm a good person. If somebody says something about me and then you actually see me, you'll be like, really? I don't see it. And that family, they know. And the text messages will show. So just, you don't always have to expose them. I'm not going to go off and, do anything and try to, do all that. But they're fake. So don't ever trust that they've changed. And if you do give them another chance because they said that, just see how quickly they start treating you like shit and devaluing you again. They got you. They got you back. You know what I mean? They gave you that love that you were looking for again. But as soon as they got you, you just let them pretty much... If you let somebody do something and you don't stop it, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing this behavior because you're letting it happen. So they're going to think that it's okay to do, even though it's not. But if you don't stop it or say anything for your own self-love, they're going to keep doing it. And that's on you. It's on me. I'll admit it. I didn't stop a lot of people. I just let it slide because I wanted them to love me. I didn't want to cause problems. You know what I mean? Even the little breadcrumbs, even the little, whatever. You didn't want to bring shit up because you didn't want them to not love you. Because if you don't have anybody else and you have at least that, and that's how it works with some people. And it sucks. But it's a vicious cycle if you are in a narcissistical, freaking empathical, a narcissistic empath relationship. But, okay, I think I said enough. Yeah. Have a good night, guys. Bye.